What is going on today, everybody? So I'm getting coilovers. They're gonna be in the mail. They're coming right now, so I'm gonna be showing you guys how to throw on coilovers on your 08 09 G8. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna start with the back because it looks easier and it can be done faster. So you got 4 bolts up here, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 back there. Those are 15 millimeters, and then you got the shock bolt down here, which is 18 millimeters. So you're gonna take that off, and then this is going to drop down, obviously, and then you're gonna pull that unit out, and then once I get the coilover in here, I'll pop her back up in there and show you guys how to pop it back in there. All right, so once you get all that stuff down, you're gonna first, you gotta take these 2 bolts out. That's gonna drop this control arm down, and you're gonna take your sway bar off. I didn't mention that before, so I really wasn't looking at it too hard. I might have, I can't remember. But you're gonna have to modify your top hat for the rears. So for the Pedders, whatever they're called, you gotta drill a hole for your extender for the dampening to go through. I've already done the other side just so I make sure I'm right. And once you do that, you gotta put all this together, and then once you do that, you can throw it in here. What I'm doing is I'm maxing the coilovers as low as they can go. I count for the height it was at, but I'm gonna throw this one in real quick, and I'm gonna show y'all what I've done so far. All right, so there's the hole you gotta drill for that to slide through to your adjuster. Make sure it's all the way down so you know what dampening you got, but let's see if I can get it in there. There it is. Now you're ready to throw this on and work on the adjustment part, which is the fun part of things. So let me get this in here and I'll show you what it's gonna look like. All right, so got the side done. I let the bottom, because you're gonna take the bottom, those 2 bolts out. So I'm gonna leave that loose and then set it down to get my height adjustments. But now we're gonna start tackling the front up here, which I already started that. Take that nut off, and then you're gonna take all your brackets off down here, and then this one should be a lot easier than the back, but once I get it off, I'll explain the back or the front and see how much easier it is in the back. But yeah, this is great. All right, so the fronts were a lot easier to do than the back. It's these 2 bolts, take out these 2 hoses, and undo your tops bolt on the top, nut on the top. But make sure before you start setting your rod height and shit to set your preload. With these, it's a little different, but there's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to set preload. So just make sure you set your preload on these coilovers. But now we're going to put the wheels back on and set rod height. I'm sure this is going to be rather silly looking. So what is going on, everybody? So I will make a video about me reviewing the coilovers. So the coilovers I got are the Pedders Extreme X, the Pedders Extreme X, and they're an Australian company. So I'm going to show you guys how they perform and how the car looks. You saw the last video, I hope, of the car show and how well it's sat, but I'm going to do a breakdown on how I feel about the coilovers. So my initial first thing was they ride really good compared to what I had before, but the car, I had the back as low as it could go, and when I really get on the gas, it squats and it rubs, and I'm rolled, but I'm also a 285 rear, so it rubs once I go like full throttle. But I mean, I'm holding my arm on the armrest, trying to get it to see up. It's not really that bouncy, but it's kind of noticeable. But it rubs in the front because I had the front really low. But other than that, like, the car it still, I think I need the stiffer springs with them, but they're great. They install amazing. You don't have to cut no holes in your trunk for the adjustment for the dampening. Everything is very accessible outside and under the hood of the car. All you gotta do is lay down and get to it. But it's not terrible. I think they could be better, but also all the other options, BC's, and then I think Megan makes a set for the G8. But so far, I mean, I've no complaint. I've been driving on for a little bit, and I drove that, to the car show and back. But so far, like, no really serious complaints about it, other than myself and me making it as low as it is. But yeah, the coilovers are super easy to install, and they're just overall a good company. They specialize in, like, I think Australian stuff, because they're from Australia, like the cars are. But the car handles incredible now, like it's on rails. I recommend getting them if you're looking to get coilovers. Recommend getting them. It's super easy. Like, all the instructions and everything are dumb, stupid to figure out. But first burnout since the TR6060 swap. So yeah. So overall, I suggest going with the Pedders. They're pretty good. If you want to go low and you want a good performing coilover for your G8, I highly recommend doing it, because I got the stance kind of where I liked it, but I would like to go a little bit lower in the back with a stiffer spring. But I really can't complain. It does what I need it to. It handles amazing. So if you guys have any questions, just holler at me. Follow me on Instagram. I'm a lot easier to get a hold of there. You can just DM me and I'll see it. So stay tuned for the next one. Also, give me suggestions of what you guys want to see with my car. I will make a whole video on questions if you have any questions. All right, well, I appreciate you guys watching. Deuces.